Are you concerned about the connection between cancer and chemicals or other hazardous substances in your environment? You are not alone. Chemicals are all around us. This video will explain the relationship between chemicals in your environment and cancer and help you understand your risk. There are over 85,000 chemicals in commerce. Chemicals can be found in everyday items Americans use, such as foods, personal products, packaging, prescription drugs, and household and lawn care products. And hundreds of new chemicals are introduced each year. Additionally, there are areas that have historical chemical or radiological contamination, which local communities may have concerns about. Understanding the relationship between cancer, chemicals, and environmental exposures begins with understanding exposure and dose. You may be exposed to a chemical by eating, drinking, breathing, or through skin contact. No matter how dangerous a chemical is, it cannot harm you without exposure. The dose is the amount of a substance that enters or contacts the body. The dose makes the poison, is the basic concept of toxicology. This means that a chemical can only harm you if the amount of the chemical is at a level considered toxic. Chemicals known to cause cancer are called carcinogens. Note that not all chemicals are carcinogens, and not everyone exposed to carcinogens will develop cancer. Our bodies can often repair damage caused by harmful exposures, but when a cell is not repaired correctly or mutates, it can result in cancer. It's important to remember that while some chemical exposures can be harmful, not all exposures are dangerous to your health. The effect of exposure to a carcinogen depends on a variety of factors, including the toxicity and concentration of the chemical, how the chemical enters a person's body, how much, how often, and how long the exposure occurs. In addition, individual health, sensitivity, and other personal factors play a role in whether or how an individual may be affected by exposure to a chemical. Cancer can be associated with exposure to carcinogens in the environment, like benzene, asbestos, arsenic, or radon. However, this is less common than other risk factors. Cancer is most often related to lifestyle risk factors, such as diet, lack of exercise, excessive alcohol use, or tobacco use. If you have a family history of cancer, you may be at risk for that type of cancer. When all these risks are considered together, the role of chemical exposures in causing cancer is small for most people. Statistically, nearly 1 in every 3 people will get some form of cancer in their lives, and lifestyle factors and family history greatly influence this risk of cancer. You can take action to reduce your risk of cancer by adopting a healthy lifestyle and taking advantage of cancer screening by talking to your doctor. Find more information, including resources for cancer screening, at health.mo.gov/cancer. If you have questions or concerns, we can help. Contact the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services at info@health.mo.gov.